Hi, my name's Isaac Shutt. I'm an estate planning attorney. I'm licensed to practice law both in Texas and in Wyoming. And in this video, we'll talk about the difference between revocable trust and irrevocable trust. Well, the good news is both are great and they're very popular with our clients. But let me just say at the outset that revocable trusts are far more common. In fact, I would say for every 10 revocable trusts that our office creates, we only create one irrevocable trust. Now, let's get to the heart of it. And what is the difference between a revocable trust and an irrevocable trust? Well, the revocable trust is amendable, meaning you can change it. So when you create a trust, what you're actually doing is creating a trust document, usually with the help of an attorney. So if you have a revocable trust, if you change your mind on something, like let's say you name a beneficiary and you decide you don't like that person anymore and you don't want them to be the beneficiary of the trust anymore. Well, if you had a revocable trust, you can totally change it and you can change who the beneficiaries are, the trustees are, you can change all kinds of stuff if the trust is revocable. So I kind of think of revocable trust as amendable trust or changeable trust. And so the person who established the trust can change it. An irrevocable trust, as you might imagine, cannot be changed by the person who established it. So irrevocable kind of means unchangeable or locked in stone. And so an irrevocable trust really can't be changed by the person who established it and can't easily or normally be changed by anyone else either. Now, that's kind of a good thing. The fact that an irrevocable trust can't be changed can be a good thing because an irrevocable trust is harder to be manipulated. So that's great. That's awesome. But the irrevocable trust, usually when I just tell somebody that this irrevocable trust can't be changed, most people say, time out, not doing it. I don't want to put a bunch of valuable stuff into a trust that I can't change in the future. That's a deal breaker. I don't want to do it. So when I just even try to talk about a potential irrevocable trust that a client might like, and I tell them that, hey, once we set it up and you put those assets in there that are usually pretty valuable, you'll never be able to change it again. They say, time out, not going to do it. Not interested. I just don't think it's worth it. Particularly people in the older generations, they just say, forget about it. I'm not doing an unchangeable trust. It's just not going to do it. So the people who do like irrevocable trusts are usually for special purpose. So an irrevocable trust is really common when we're dealing with special needs issues. Those are called supplemental needs trusts or special needs trusts, and those are typically irrevocable trusts because they need to be to comply with government laws, different codes. Usually a special needs trust will be an irrevocable trust, so that's kind of a special purpose there. Sometimes we have people who put life insurance policies into their trust, and they'll do that in an irrevocable way for some really cool tax reasons. And that type of special purpose trust is called an ILIT, or Irrevocable Life Insurance Trust, ILIT, ILIT. So I would say of the special irrevocable trusts that we create, the most common types are the special needs trust or supplemental needs trust, sometimes they're called, or the ILIT, the Irrevocable Life Insurance Trust. But again, other than that, we don't have a lot of people marching into our office that says, hey, to give away all of my assets when I die and I want to avoid probate, let's use that irrevocable trust and lock it in stone. We don't have a lot of people marching in to do that. The main estate planning tool that your typical person is going to use would be a will or a revocable living trust. The only people who are going to be interested in irrevocable trust are people that have some special purpose or are just really wealthy and actually have a number of trusts. So I hope you found this video helpful. I know it's basic And I've got some other videos that go into a little bit more depth on some of these different trusts, but this is just a basic explanation of what's the difference between a revocable and irrevocable trust. And the way I think you can think of this is revocable trust is changeable, irrevocable trust not changeable. I hope you found this video helpful. Again, my name is Isaac Shutt. I'm an estate planning attorney who's licensed to practice law both in Texas and in Wyoming.